In Milwaukee, where the Kentucky basketball team has earned its first NCAA tournament win under head coach Mark Pope. The biggest margin of victory in this tournament since 2019 when they beat Abilene Christian by 35 in the first round. Getting it done over Troy. Keith Farmer, what stood out to you?
I think what stood out to me was that people were getting a little bit nervous in the first half because it was staying kind of close there. They were able to extend it a little bit before half, give it a little breathing room. But everybody was waiting on that big run. And what was crazy about it took Colin Chandler coming into the game, played 1 minute in the first half, 8 in the second half, and he has 9 points, almost a point a minute, really, for him. But it was more than that. It was finally taking care of the ball. It was limiting the shots from Troy. And then it was finding the right spot to shoot from on the floor for the Wildcats and knocking down shots. So able to extend it out there. Definitely got that breathing room of 20 or so. And as Mark Pope said after the game, now Brandon Garrison can't call me, what did he say, Big Zero. That's what he called him. He said, Brandon Garrison can't call me Big Zero anymore. So because he got his first win in the NCAA tournament. What about you?
Well, we asked every player in the locker room what they would tell Coach Pope about his first win in this tournament. BG said, he's a great guy. He deserves it. So there you go. He didn't give us the nugget that he must have given you guys at the podium about Big Zero, but every single guy in that locker room is over the moon excited. I kind of expected all of them to just keep it simple, say something like congrats, well-deserved, etc. No, every single player immediately took time to be like, this means so much to him. This means so much for us. We wanted to do this for him. Now we get to celebrate it together. This is just the first one. We want several more in this tournament. And for me, I mean, you said it really, a game of runs. It's such a cliche, but that 10-0 run before half gave everybody a little bit of breathing room. And then the second half, Kentucky 16-0 at one point. There was an 11-0 run in which you brought it up. Colin Chandler had 9 of the 11 points, 2 threes, and then 3 of 3 from the free throw line. And this team, we talked about it heading into the game, what we wanted to see. Who's walking by us right now?
The assistant coaches, including Michael McLean, who would like to talk to, but maybe we'll get him tomorrow.
Another time.
Yes, exactly. Mainly just, UK coaches who are now going in to watch over the next game because that's who Kentucky will play, Illinois or Xavier. So they're going to check them out, see how they can now turn things around and beat them, next week. Or I'm sorry, on Sunday.
On Sunday. Well, if you're sitting at home watching this game, you should probably cheer for Xavier because it's a much larger contingent of Illinois fans out there than I was expecting.
That is true. Yes, sir. As Mitch Barnhart walks by and gives us the thumbs up, and he was super happy to get that win as well. He was sitting, out there watching the guys as they came down the hallway to go to the media conference, following them with a big old smile, and then he sat in it right behind me and heard him a couple times. Yep, that was good. So he liked what he saw out of the Wildcats tonight.
Fun to see a lot of those behind the scenes moments. I mean, you've brought up a couple. Well, I noticed in the tunnel walking from the court back in here before they started the post-game interviews, Andrew Carr and Mark Pope embraced, hugged for maybe 20, 30 seconds. And you could tell they were talking and trying to make sure nobody could hear exactly what they were saying. But for those two guys to each get their first win in this NCAA tournament, Andrew Carr, I mean, he's like a mini coach out there for this team. Him and Coach Pope have been so close from the jump. And I think to see them share that moment was really cool.
Let me give you one bit of sad news. Nothing to do with this team, but Mark Pope brought this up in the press conference, so not many people probably know about this unless they're on X right now. But he said that Vernon Hatton, right before the great former UK player, right before the game, passed away. And he had a chance to visit with him like about a week or so ago. He and Mark Hill went and visited with him. He said he was just a real trailblazer in the sport and for the Wildcats and a big member of BBN. So he kind of broke that news. He looked at Mitch Barnhart and said, is it okay if I say this? And he's like, yes, you can, And so he was the one that kind of broke the news to everybody about losing a former Wildcat great.
To do it in his honor tonight then, right? Exactly. To get a win for Vernon and to do it in Milwaukee, the NCAA tournament. So much pressure. I think Amari was the player in the locker room who acknowledged first that this team knew there was some pressure of the first round, that there had been some discussion of, okay, Kentucky hasn't gotten business done in this tournament, in this round. The last couple of years, obviously a completely different situation. 0 players from that team, 0 coaches, so much turnover. But they still felt a little bit of that pressure. And so for Amari to acknowledge that, I thought was really special as well.
And now you try to make it to a round of 16 for the first time since 2019. It's going to take a big one because it's going to get tougher from here on out.
And we will be with you for all of it. So keep joining us here on social media. You can also watch us on LEX 18, the official station of UK Athletics. He's Keith.